There's just something about them.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most interesting men in the world. For this list, we're taking inspiration from the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world, and are looking at modern, living Renaissance men who march to the beat of their own drum and are hella successful in everything they do.
Thanks, man.
There's also a cool factor we can't quite place.
Oh, you get internet on this one. I can watch porn while I'm driving.
Number 10, the chef, Anthony Bourdain. Chefs are cool to begin with, but Bourdain's passion for food and devil-may-care attitude make him that much cooler.
There's nowhere I won't go and nothing I won't eat, as long as I'm paid in emeralds and my hotel room has a bidet that shoots warm champagne.
Readily admitting to using every drug you can name during his New York in the 80s heyday, he travels to parts unknown to sample exotic gastronomic treats. And he'll eat anything.
What is the single most disgusting thing you've ever had to eat?
Actually, it's the fermented shark in Iceland, that their beloved, national holiday dish.
A rock star who'll say just about anything about anyone.
Unconscionable, cynical, and greedy.
Bourdain is also a writer for the HBO show Treme, because why not?
Lobsters. Get me some lobsters.
No way.
Yes, it is. And the best part is, we got no lobster.
Number 9, the actor James Franco.
I don't get it.
This actor's CV is peppered with extremely varied roles.
This is what your grandchildren are going to be smoking. Future. The future.
And for each of them, he practically becomes the subject, meaning he's learned to ride a motorcycle, started smoking, and even lived on the streets in preparation.
I need to get straight here.
Outside of acting, Franco's taught university and produced short films and short stories, proving he's not short on creativity.
I do have a good job.
Yeah, you do nothing.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
He also has a band, because he has all the time in the world. Number 8, the athlete Michael Jordan. Competition's in his blood.
Jordan! Oh, showtime for Mr. Jordan!
That's what won him 6 NBA championships, 2 Olympic golds, and a rep as the greatest basketball player ever.
Shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win! They win!
After triumphing over adversities like his father's murder, MJ represented the U.S. with the Olympic Dream Team, participated in the national pastime, and parlayed his brand recognition into endorsements, an entrepreneurial career, and acting roles.
Oh, look out for that first step, Doc. It's a real Lulu.
Bugs Bunny.
Capping off his career by returning from retirement twice.
I'm sorry I was out for 18 months, but I'm happy I'm back to bring a championship back to Chicago.
Number 7, the Prince, Prince Harry. While the rest of the royals sip tea, wear giant hats, or walk corgis, this black sheep flaunts his athleticism and mischievousness. Without the pressure of the throne, Harry's done his time in the military, but hasn't let it prevent his partying. Dressing as a Nazi for Halloween wasn't the smoothest of moves, but the naked Vegas pics or drunken swimming with Ryan Lochte proves he's a total bro. Number 6, the hustler,
I'm a hustler, baby.
Jay-Z.
I just want you to know. Let you know. It ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. Top of the world.
Jay parlayed his success as a Grammy-winning rapper into a brand that spans fashion, music, sports, business, and more. That variety may give him 99 problems, but it also keeps him relevant and interesting.
Hit me. Years 94 and my trunk is raw.
As part of one of the most powerful super couples ever,
Put us together, how they gonna stop both us?
he uses his influence to further his political beliefs, but he's also got that Z factor that lets him run this town.
Yeah, I said it, we are. You can call me Caesar in a dark season.
Number 5, the satirist, Jon Stewart. He's been labeled America's most trusted newsman, which is ironic since A, he's a comedian, and B, he constantly rips on newsmen.
Why do you pick on CNN so much? You're terrible.
Even so, Stewart's been recognized by the White House for bringing awareness to news stories other channels miss.
This bill would provide $7 billion in medical and financial benefits for Ground Zero workers who get sick, and they're going to pay for it by closing a corporate tax loophole. It's a win-win-win-win. Just do it!
You'll also find writing, directing, and acting on his resume, but we're partial to the fact that he proposed to his wife through a New York Times crossword and is a huge Springsteen fan.
I believe that Bob Dylan and James Brown had a baby.
Number 4. The fighter, Manny Pacquiao. Labeled Fighter of the Decade for the 2000s, Pac-Man became the first octuple boxing champion with 10 world titles across 8 weight divisions.
That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career.
He's the biggest name in boxing today, but Pacquiao's also an honorary Boston Celtic. Plus, he has multiple endorsement deals and a fledgling acting career. But we can't choose our fave fact about this Filipino fighter. It's a tie between his political career and his musical efforts.
Sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much.
Number 3. The giver, Bill Gates.
Well, if you have money, what are you going to do with it? You can spend it on yourself. You can have, thousands of people holding fans and cooling you off. You can build pyramids and things. I sometimes order 2 cheeseburgers instead of 1.
Though he might not fit your definition of cool guy, Gates is definitely interesting. He got an almost perfect SAT score, dropped out of Harvard, is an honorary British knight, has a fly named after him, and has the nerdiest mugshot ever. But here's the important stuff. With Microsoft, he spurred the personal computer explosion, and he's since dedicated his time and wealth to charities, causes, and research worldwide.
We found out about the diseases and the lack of research and the lack of funding and picked those as a primary focus for us.
Number 2. The Pontiff, Pope Francis. Once a bouncer and chemical technician, this humble Argentinian became the first pope from the Americas and used his office to spread the gospel of inclusiveness in a more informal way than his predecessors, shunning the elaborate trappings of his office. His acceptance of Twitter and YouTube has made him the first social media pontiff. And while officially condemning things like homosexuality and abortion, he preaches compassion for his fellow man.
If someone is gay, and I'm quoting, if someone is gay and he searches for the Lord and has goodwill, who am I to judge?
In recent years, Russian President Vladimir Putin earned a reputation as the most interesting man in the world. And between his shirtless pics, athletic prowess, and the random videos of him singing, we kinda agreed. But the recent anti-homosexual crusade he sent Russia on now just makes him controversial. So make sure to check out our top 10 controversial men list. And before finding out who took the top prize, here are some honorable mentions.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade.
All dressed up in black and white, and you're dressed in that dress I like.
Also, 2 media centers built.
Whoa.
Well, that was a rather large explosion.
Yeah. Now the celebration will begin. The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. The first title in franchise history.
Number 1. The inventor, Elon Musk. You don't expect inventors to be this cool.
A future where we're a spacefaring civilization is a far more exciting and inspiring future than one where we are not.
An innovator, philanthropist, and entrepreneur attached to companies like PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla, and Solar City, Musk gets to play with rockets, solar power, and sports cars regularly. He's also admitted to playing Dungeons & Dragons, he attended Burning Man, and he's trying to colonize Mars.
Our long-term goal is to be able to develop the technology to transport millions of people to Mars, which will preserve the future of humanity in the event of a calamity on Earth.
But the icing on the cake? Iron Man director Jon Favreau said Musk was his inspiration for Tony Stark.
Good idea for an electric jet.
You do?
Yeah.
Then we'll make it work.
Do you agree with our list? Who do you think are the most interesting men in the world?
What's the matter, Bill?
Larry, that could have been me.
We get off that cake. It's over. It's done. You can't fly.
For more fascinating top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Let's go, Bulls!